Greetings once again from the Distortion world with more blessings from Lord Giratina. I am Dunsparce of the Distortion world, and I welcome you back to my dark tales. Today we're in for a special treat, as this is a two-parter, and you'll see why. We will refer to this story as Pokemon Cursed Black, even though it's usually referred to as CreepyBlack or Pokemon Black. But anyway, we recall the tale of Kyle and his happenings of this particular game. I'm what you call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games, Diamond and Jade, Chaos Black, etc. It's amazing the frequency of which you can find them at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, and all the such. Yeah, well, you know what, Kyle? I've never found any, so you either must be a liar or I'm just unlucky. I mean, Venusaur. They're greatly and generally fun. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff can happen, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. The mistranslations and the poor quality make them unintentionally humorous. I've been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there is one that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago. Yeah. Why wouldn't they mention it, Kyle? You're mentioning it now. Here's a picture of the cartridge, in case anybody recognizes it. Unfortunately, when I moved 2 years ago, I lost the game, so I can't provide you with screenshots or screen captures. Sorry. Way to go, Kyle. You probably got rid of the game, but whatever. The game started with the familiar Nidorino and Gengar intro of Red and Blue version. However, the press start screen had been altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said Black version under the Pokemon logo. Upon selecting new game, the game started with Professor Oak's speech, asking if I'm a boy or a girl, blah blah blah, yakety smackety, and naming my rival douche. And it quickly became evident that this game was essentially Pokemon Red version. No, it's Pokemon Black version. You'll find out why in a minute. After selecting your starter, if you look in your party, you had an addition to Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle. Another Pokemon, Ghost. The Pokemon was level 1. It had the sprite of the ghosts that were encountered in the Lavender Town Pokemon Tower. Before obtaining the Silph Scope, it only had one attack, Curse. I know there is a real move named Curse, but the attack did not exist in Generation 1, so it appears it had been hacked in. Yeah, very smart, man. I mean, Curse, for a non-ghost type, it would reduce speed but increase attack and defense, and Ghost will half their hit points and inflict a curse that will do, I want to say 10 to a fourth, I don't know, a certain percentage of the opponent's health. But this game is obviously going to be different with the hacked movie. Yeah, so what will it do? Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It only would say that they were too scared to move. When the move Cursed was used in battle, the screen would cut to black. The cry of the defending Pokemon would be heard, but it was distorted, played at a much lower pitch than normal. The battle screen would then reappear, and the defeated Pokemon would be gone. Ooh, spooky. If used in a battle against a trainer, when the Pokeballs representing their Pokemon would appear in the corner, they would have one fewer Pokeball. The implication was that the Pokemon died. Hey, like Gary's Raticate. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer and seeing Red receive $200 for winning, the battle continued. The battle commands would still be there. If you selected Run, the battle would end as it normally does. You could also select Curse. If you did, upon returning to the overworld, the trainer sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer had been would be replaced with a tombstone like the ones at Lavender Tower. Who the hell puts these tombstones? Ugh. The move Curse was not usable in all instances. It would fail against ghost type Pokemon. Well, no crap, I mean, why would a ghost die? It would be messed up. It'd be crazy. It would also fail if you used it against trainers that you would have to face again, such as your rival or Giovanni. However, it was usable on your final battle against them. So you kill Giovanni. Wait, how the hell would you get the badge then? Whatever. I figured that this was the gimmick of the game, allowing you to use the previously uncapturable ghost. And because Curse made the game so easy, I essentially used it throughout the whole adventure. Yeah, because I wanted an easy game. I didn't feel like playing normally. Let's play like the hack was intended, to use the ghost. Yeah, power. However, the game changed quite a bit after deleting the Elite Four. Yeah, deleting, because they were ghosted. But they were defeated anyway. After viewing the Hall of Fame, which had consisted of ghosts and a couple of Pokemon I used for HM slaves, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words, "Many years later." So Mewtwo doesn't make a cameo in this game at all. Yeah, it'd been nice to kill him. But oh well. It then cut to Lavender Town. An old man was standing, looking at tombstones. You didn't realize that this old man was your character. So, if we had to estimate, 50 years had passed. Or maybe lesser than that. Maybe 30. I don't know. The man only moved at half your normal walking speed. Oh god, no! And there's no running shoes in this game anyway, so it is unbearably slow. You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up at this point had been impossible to remove from your party through depositing in the PC. The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were still the tombstones of the trainer that you used Curse on, however. You could go pretty much anywhere in the overworld at this point, though your movement was limited to the fact that you had no Pokemon to use HMs, meaning you could not surf, or go through paths that needed cut. And regardless of where you went, the music of Lavender Town continued in an infinite loop. After wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path on the other side is no longer there, allowing you to advance and return to Pallet Town. I guess you get to go through Viridian Forest too. Well, that's the only bush I would know of, because you'd have to have 2 bushes cut down otherwise. Upon entering your house and going to the exact tile where you started the game, the screen would cut to black. Then a sprite of a Caterpie would appear. It was replaced by a Weedle, and then a Pidgey, and you soon realize that as the Pokemon progressed to Rattata to Blastoise, these are all the Pokemon that I had used Curse on. And trust me, if you played this game, you probably would have done it too. Yes. After the end of my rival's team, a youngster appeared, and then a bug catcher. These were trainers I had cursed. Okay, first off, the bug catcher would be first because you don't see a youngster until later. Just saying. Throughout the sequence, the Lavender Town music was playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on the screen, it was more than a demonic rumble. Another cut to black. A few moments later, the battle screen would suddenly appear. Your trainer sprite was now that of an old man. The same old man who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City. Oh, did he die too? Probably, because there's no one there. Ghost appeared at the other side, along with the words, "Ghost wants to fight." Oh no! I have no Pokemon. This means I'm gonna black out. Ooh. You couldn't use items, and you had no Pokemon. If you tried to run, you couldn't escape. So you don't get blacked out yet, but your only option was to fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to use struggle, which had no effect on Ghost, but did chip off a bit of your own hit points. So apparently, you tried to run and punch the Ghost, and you fell and you tripped and you hurt yourself. You keep doing it, and when the Ghost turned, it would simply say ellipses. ... Eventually, when your hit points reaches a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse. Ooh. Actually, why didn't it do it in the first place? I guess it has a sadistic sense of humor. Wanted to see you suffer and flail around until there was nothing you could do at the last possible moment. The screen cut to black a final time. Regardless of the buttons you pressed, you were permanently stuck in this black screen. At this point, the only thing you could do was turn off the Game Boy, and when you played it again, new game was the only option. The game had erased the file. No, it was Ghost. The Ghost erased the file because you're dead, so a new story could be told of another victim that will get to die again and again and again. All will die as trainers in this game. I played through this hack game many times, and every time the game ended with this sequence, several times I didn't use Ghost at all, though he was impossible to remove from the party. In those cases, it did not show any Pokemon or trainers, and just simply cut to the climatic battle with Ghost. Yeah, because, you know, if you play the game the way it was not intended to play, Mr. Hacker, you have to suffer the consequences and still get the bad ending. There's no good ending for you or anyone that plays this game, unless you consider dying to be good. I'm not sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. It wasn't widely distributed, so it was probably not meant for monetary gain. It was very well done for a bootleg, though. It seems he was trying to convey a message, though it seems I am the sole receiver of this message. Liar! You're not the only receiver of the message. Anybody that listens to the story will get this message too. So, you have spread the word to the world, and you are not the only recipient of the message. I'm not entirely sure what it was. The inevitability of death? The pointlessness of it? Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a children's game. Regardless, this children's game had made me think, and it made me cry. Very touching. And that concludes our tale. I am Dunsparce of the Distortion World, thanking you for sitting here listening to my tale, and of course watching me fail a die-hard dungeon, because, you know, I mean, that's Honor Sparse, that ain't me. That ain't me. In fact, I don't play that game. I'm too scared. I'm a Dunsparce, of course. Only in the world of Pokemon. Anyway, tomorrow will be the quote-unquote unofficial sequel of this story. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until then, as Henri Sparce would say, take care, farewell, love from the Henri Sparce army, Hell Dunsparce. Later, everybody.